Hello, my name is Nadia, and I will be your examiner today. Could you tell me your name, please?
Yeah, sure. My name is Madina.
Okay. Before we start, could I please see some identification?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Thank you. We are going to move on to part one of the test, which is the interview. I'm going to ask you some questions. Please answer them as fully as you can. We are going to talk about movies and music. How often do you go to the cinema?
To be honest, I go to the cinema maybe once in a month. Not that often, but I would say once in a month or twice in a month.
Okay. Are cinema tickets expensive in your country?
I would say in my country it's kind of pricey, so but in Korea I would say it's kind of affordable. So even me being a student here, I can afford buying a ticket.
Okay, what are the advantages of seeing a film at a cinema?
Frankly speaking, watching movies at a cinema has more advantages than just watching at home, unless it's so calm and you can relax in there and you can focus on the movie and the plot. So, yeah.
Okay, and do you usually watch films alone or go with others?
I would say I go to the cinema with my boyfriend usually, so I don't really like watching movies alone. It's boring.
Which actor would you like to play you in a film?
Oh, that's an interesting one. I would play spy, maybe. Like, unless I really like Marvel movies, and yeah, I would play a spy role.
Okay, now we are going to talk about music.
Yeah.
How do you listen to music?
I usually listen to music in my earphones, so yeah, that's the.
Okay, and when do you listen to music?
I listen to music on my way to work and on my way to back home. So usually on the road.
Okay, what's your favorite kind of music?
My favorite kind of music is hip hop or rap, I would say. Yeah.
Is music an important subject at school in your country?
I wouldn't say that. In my country, people they don't really pay, from my point of view, as much attention that music needs to be paid. So no, they don't really.
And what kinds of music would you say are the most popular in your country?
In my country, it's classic music and national music. I mean, we have um, our own the way of so instrumental music, maybe, yeah, and classic music.
Okay, all right, thank you. That is the end of part one. We are now going to move on to part two of the test, where you will speak about a single topic. Please read the card I have put in front of you. You have between 1 and 2 minutes to talk about the topic. Before speaking, you have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. You can make some notes to help you if you wish. Your time starts now. Okay, you can start speaking now.
Okay, since I'm a student here in Korea, so I have met my family 3 years ago, which is so long, and I really miss them. So the last time we met, it was in back in my home country in Uzbekistan. So we had a dinner together right before I was about to come to Korea. So it was such a good time, and I still remember those time and cry sometimes. Yeah, so how long we spent together? We spent around, I mean, I would say a whole day together because it was such an important time for me being with my family on that day. And um, I I hope we will meet in coming summer because I'm planning to go back to my home country and we will spend time together again. We will maybe watch some movies together. We will have uh, a family night out or some dinner together. Yeah. Um, and so we met.
Before coming to Korea, did you spend a lot of time with your family?
Yeah, I spent right before coming to Korea, I was so busy with my studies and preparation for coming to Korea, so I wouldn't say we spent a lot of time, but I would prefer spending more time with them.
Okay, and what kinds of things do you like to do together with your family?
Usually we like to watch movies together, just to discuss some news or topics together.
Okay, thank you. That is the end of part two. We are now going to move on to part three of the test, where we will talk about the topic in more detail.
Okay.
Is family important in your country?
Yeah, I would say family is one of the most important things in my country because unless we consider family as, I mean, we consider parents as those who are giving you a kind of map to your future life. Yeah, so family is important in my country.
Okay, and who should be responsible to care for the elderly? Should it be the family or the government?
Um, I feel like both. It's important for a family to take care of elders too, but for government is more important or less because the elders they have, I mean, they have been work a lot before for government, and yeah, I think government and family the boss.
Okay. How has the size of the average family changed in your country over the last decades?
Over the last decades, is it's changed dramatically, I would say, because maybe like 20 years ago, they were about there were about 5 to 10 maybe children in one family in my country. But nowadays, I think it's because of financial problems and like it's these days it's so hard to keep your kids satisfied. So yeah, these days like 3 to 4 kids in average.
Okay, and how do you think families will change in the future?
I say the numbers of kids it will decrease. And I don't know why, but these days, those habits that it was important before was spending time with family and like, some simple things like having a dinner together. It's not that popular these days. I don't know why. I feel so sorry for that.
Okay, let's move on to the roles of different family members. Should husbands and wives have different roles within the family?
Uh, that's an interesting question. I think they have to. They have to divide the roles and import like responsibilities because it's important for both of them to keep family together in any aspects like financial or social.
Okay, and what role would you say grandparents play in the family in your country?
I think grandparents are those who are giving kids mm, like understanding of good behavior, how to well behave and how to be a good person.
Okay, thank you. That is the end of your IELTS speaking test. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you some post-test questions, just some questions about how you felt about the test. What are your overall feelings about today's test?
I would say was quite good, and the examiner was such a nice, and questions were not that hard as I expected. Yeah, but maybe because of I was kind of nervous. Yeah.
Okay, which part did you find the most difficult?
For me, it was part two because even though I had time to think about the answer and give a good answer, but it was kind of hard for me to put all my, mm, you know, put all together.
I'm sure it's always hard talking about your family.
Yeah.
Which part did you find the easiest?
I think part one was the easiest one for me. Yeah, because it was just, overall questions about just my day-to-day life and yeah.
Okay. What topics would you have preferred to come up today?
About education. Yeah, because I like talk about education and yeah.
Okay. What tips do you have for other test takers?
I would say first of all vocabulary because vocabulary I guess vocabulary is a key. So if your vocabulary is big, I mean huge, and you have a lot of words and expressions, and you can express your feelings and thoughts in the right way, this would be good.
Okay, and what score band do you think you got today?
It's a hard question. I don't know, something between 5 and 6 maybe.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you have a good day.
Thank you.